Hello everyone, welcome to the OBZODACT. This is a solo ep, and it's an unconventional ep. I'm going to be reading my dreams. I dream sometimes. Right now, I'm in the place where I do most of my dreaming. It's my bed. So it's up to me where I dream, and it's kind of your. I mean, you could assume it. You could assume that's where I do most of my dreaming, but it's none of your concern anyway. But I'm by myself, just and I log all my dreams. I've probably spoken about this before, but I used to religiously log all my dreams. Now it's like, okay, if I wake up at 4 a.m, I might like jot down a few notes about like specific things in the dream that might jog my memory, like when I actually wake up at 7 or 8 or whatever, and then I'll actually log it if I have enough time before work. But I used to just be like, no, I'll I'll be late for whatever I'm going to do today. I'm gonna make myself, if I wake up at 2 a.m, I'm gonna spend half hour writing down every single detail about this dream that I can remember, just so like, just to keep up this thing of logging all my dreams. And I was obsessed with it for like, I guess, probably 6 months, maybe more, maybe less. But now my dream logging is I try and take sleep over it, logging dreams, but I still log a dream every couple days. Sometimes I have like a period of a week where I'll log a dream every day in a row. I like logging dreams. No, now okay, I gotta talk about the elephant in the room. Who wants to hear a guy to talk about the dreams that he has, right? Who cares? I just thought, as someone who is interested in dreams, retardedly interested in dreams, I would enjoy watching this episode. So that's why I'm doing it. I know probably this isn't very interesting to most people, so maybe skip this ep if you're a regular human being and don't really want to hear someone tell made up stories that, like, they're made up, but they're not even necessarily. I mean, I like to think that dreams mean something to the person who dreams them, because it's like, well, you're dreaming. It's like your brain putting together the day, right? It's like your brain trying to, what's the word? Compartmentalize? I don't know if that's the right word, but trying to build an understanding. So a lot of stuff happens throughout the day. And in order to store that information, it's good to make a little fable for yourself in your sleep, subconsciously, I guess. And then it's like, well, there you go. That's and it, and then you remember your brain doing that sometimes if you wake up in the middle of your brain sorting out your memories or whatever of that day. That's what I think dreams are. I don't know if that's entirely accurate. I will learn to say that word one day. Anyway, let's start with some dreams. I'm going to start from the 3rd of August, 2022. And the first dream that... and I also should mention that I'm recording this before the previous episode goes up, so I won't be responding to the comments. I don't care either. So, nice try. Sorry, guys. But you can... video anti MP3 to YouTube 10. So I'm wearing Fort's comment t-shirt. I don't know, this room is very echoey, I've just realized. I don't know if this is the best room to be recording in, but I don't give a shit. Fuck you. It sounds better than most apps, probably, with the microphone I'm using. Okay. I'll start with a dream, and the reason I'm starting on the 3rd, I've been logging for a while, but I don't want to start at the beginning. I want to start somewhat new, and then see how long that gets me to. I'll go from August, almost beginning of August, and also I found one that kind of maybe is a good dream to start on. So I'm gonna give it a go. It's been 5 minutes of me rambling, so I'm gonna go now. Okay. Oh, also, I should say, I've wrote, as you'll be able to tell, I wrote most of these dreams in kind of like a haze. And I'm bad at writing anyway, and I'm bad at reading, so I'm sorry that this entire episode is going to suck, and I apologize. Although I am working on writing up all of these in into like a book form that makes more sense to read. So maybe if I go, I've been doing that, but I've only done the old dreams. So maybe I'll do a future app where I read some of that, which will make more sense than this. But I don't think anyone's gonna care about any of this anyway. So I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, so holy shit, it's been a whole nother minute. Okay, here we go. I I don't know why I'm so it's because I hate reading. I hate fucking reading. You saw on Joker app that I hate reading. I'm just gonna do it. This is the dream. I had a dream I was recording an episode of the OBZODACT by myself last minute, and I was super tired and had no plan. So I just made funny noises and voices. I only remember the first few minutes of the dream. That's all I remember from the 3rd of August. So that's what this entire episode's gonna be. I'm gonna be reading dreams. Some are more eventful. Some are just I remember this. Here's another kind of short one on the 5th of August, 2022. I had a dream about how awesome The Rehearsal is, Nathan Fielder's new show. I don't remember specifically anything else, but I remember what the dream. But I don't remember what the dream be about. I think is what I meant to type. This is shit, but no, The Rehearsal is a very good show. Here's the long one, so I apologize in advance. The 8th of August, 2022. I had a dream that I got on a small plane ran by all girls who were uni students. Their plane was like a one loop around sofa, and there were massive windows which let you see out and how low we were flying. So it's like kind of like a house plane maybe. They were showing their film on the TV screen in their plane. It was all about girls or something, and it was like they made a point of not putting guys in it. Like that was their gimmick of the movie. Also, it seemed like they only wanted girls to come on the plane too, but I got on as a joke. Like, yeah, obviously I'm doing this to be funny, and they found it funny. They found it funny I got on too because it's for girls. So it's like I was just being a jokester in my dream, like I was just like, hey, what if I got on this all girls plane? It'll be funny because I'm not a girl. This is silly. You guys would have to be there to get it. Then after sitting on the plane for a little bit, watching their movie, I say, sorry, I gotta go. Then I realized their gimmick of having people watch the movie on a plane in the sky means that people have to finish the movie. But I only came on for a quick joke, and had no intention of finishing the movie because I had to meet my friend Adam, like later on in the dream, I guess. So I asked them to fly it over a river, and then I jumped out. As soon as I jumped out, the plane rolled over me and crashed into the water, but now it turned into a boat, so it's fine? Then I started to imagine alligators coming for me. Then I started to see myself getting wrapped up and held underwater. Luckily, I don't feel like I'm drowning though, but still feels scary. Then I imagine myself being chopped up into pieces, like all my limbs being chopped up and each one chained by a separate chain to the bottom of the ocean. Or river, maybe. Then my head, looking at my head in third person, starts talking to me, and it's all of a sudden very cartoonish, and says, "Why do you always dream about death?" Then I start to really freak out, and I try and wake up as best I can. I had tried to wake up earlier in the dream when the alligators came for me, but I decided to try and stick it out. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I think maybe I gotta wake myself up now, because I realize I'm dreaming, but then sometimes I remember how bad dreams can get when I try and wake myself up, because I start to freak out, and then I fall into sleep paralysis, and it's just elevating my heart rate, trying to wake myself up by doing that, but sometimes it just makes everything worse. So that's why sometimes I even though things are bad, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stick it out, and hopefully it'll get better. But anyway, after seeing my head say that, I managed to wake myself up, and my arms were flailing around as I did. So that wasn't a very good night. Okay. 10th 10th of August now. I'll let you in a little secret. I read that one to myself back out loud. That one I just read, and that's why maybe that one went. Well, it didn't go smoothly, but you'll see that it went smoothly than probably this one I'm about to read, because I don't even know what this next one is. So, yeah, I just wanted to see if I could read well enough before I started recording. So okay, here we go. I had a dream that I was talking to a lady in my town, who I'd previously interviewed, not in real life, just in my dream. And I was rehashing the previous interview about how she doesn't want to pay me more than a nickel per hour I'd be working on making ice cream. I was arguing I should make at least £1. It's not that you don't deserve more than a nickel for working for an hour. It's that myself and others would never pay more than a nickel for the amount of ice cream which you'd produce in an hour, she said to me. So I guess she's arguing, yeah, okay, I guess your labor is, it's not fair on you, but it's also not fair on other people because you're not good at making ice cream. The amount you make in an hour, Oliver, is only worth a nickel. So that's why you'd only be paid a nickel an hour. Basically, she's saying I should get a different job. I run home to grab my cameras and run back to play dumb and interview her. So I guess I was talking to... I guess what happened in my dream is I was talking to this lady, and she was saying outlandish things about paying me only 1 nickel per hour of ice cream. And I was like, shit, I need to record this for an interview. I need to do a part 2 to this interview. And so I run back and try and get my cameras. Then we walk back to my house, where my brother is eating ice cream with his hands like he's practicing it. I tell her this, so he's practicing eating ice cream with his hands. I tell her this much, and she just acts a little weirded out, and I film, so I guess I tell her, oh, he's just practicing eating ice cream. And she acts a little weirded out, and I film her reaction to the whole thing, and think, this is some good footage. Then I woke up. I like that one. I barely remember dreaming that, but I remember the little bits. It's gonna be very weird reading the old ones, I think. If I ever do part 2, which maybe not, no. Because I do, honestly, I do understand that this is a little bit boring, innit? But I just want to I just start logging stuff. And this is one of the things. I log all the shits I do, all the food I eat, and every dream. And I feel like I log something else. But yeah, this is just something that maybe... I just want to see if it translates into something that could be maybe a podcast or something. And we're finding out the answer is no. But I'm already in too deep, so let's keep going. Here was the 13th of the 8th, 2022. And this one might have Breaking Bad spoilers, maybe. I don't know. I'm skimming it, and I see things about Breaking Bad, so I'm just gonna read it anyway. I had a dream I was watching Breaking Bad, except it was kind of crossed over with the Suicide Squad. Gus Fring... Oh, no, it's not. Don't worry. Gus Fring had control over Walt and everyone Walt knows, like his family and stuff. So, Gus has them all at this amusement park to battle against each other on challenges. He would pick 2 people to have a 1v1 on stage, in front of everyone. Sometimes the challenge was hard, like along the lines of transfer an entire bottle of beer from one beer glass to another on one foot without spilling. And some were easier. The moment someone lost, Gus would point a key fob type thing at their head and hold the button. This would cause them to have a nosebleed, and if the button is continued to be pressed for more than 5 seconds, I guess, their head would explode. At one point, Gus has one of Walt's family members suspended by arms and legs like a starfish by ropes in all different directions, torturing him for everyone to see. Walter is sitting at his party table in the audience, separating the lasagna-type meat type meal in this big metal pan for everyone to share, trying to ignore the torture, until finally he snaps and confronts Gus, telling him to stop. Oh shit, this stream's really ramping up, guys. This is actually probably this is the podcast from now on. Then there's a challenge of who can plug this cable into the car first, between a girl and another girl, one of which is being set up to become Harley Quinn for the next movie. But she is Harley Quinn, but she's not crazy yet. I guess she is kind of crazy, but the Joker hasn't quite got to her yet, I guess. Harley doesn't know what to do, but the other girl quickly rushes over with the cable and proudly plugs it into the car and runs back. Harley looks worried, and the other girl looks all pleased with herself. Then after a while, the other girl starts to get a nosebleed. She looks at Gus in horror, but doesn't see him using the key fob. Then her head explodes. Harley starts to get a nosebleed too. She looks in a direction to see in the background, and sees Jared Leto's Joker completely naked. In brackets, I put here, in brackets, no cock, cause had surgery for the role, or just CG. I guess in my dream I didn't really know whether, maybe in my dream when I was watching this movie, I was like, what, did he really cut his cock off for that? Anyway, he was pressing the button on and off at Harley just to get her attention. So I guess if you aim the key fob at someone and you don't hold it down for too long, you can press it at them a little bit and it'll damage their brain a bit maybe, but not enough to make it explode. It'll just give them a little nosebleed. Anyway, Harley slips over to him to thank him for saving her. At this point, I'm disappointed they cast Jared Leto again, but since this was directed by Vince Gilligan himself, director of creator of Breaking Bad, I thought maybe it'll be okay. Then the Joker suggests Harley and this other girl get on the back of his 3-seated bike and make out with each other as they do circles around old ladies. As they do this, the Joker laughs at the control he has over the situation, and the old ladies look in awe and say, "You have such soft lips." Then I woke up. That was a pretty good dream. We're filling some time here. This isn't going too bad. I mean, for me, I like dreams. Her thoughts. Please leave it on it if you're even watching at this point. Her thoughts, and I appreciate it if you are. Honestly, should I do another dream episode? And anyone else who happens to be watching, but I'm just assuming her thoughts might be the only one at this point. But should I do another one? Maybe someone else says other people who log their dreams. I feel a little odd, I'll be honest. Like, I don't usually... I haven't recorded with the camera in a while for a podcast. And I'm using a different camera. How close can this thing focus? Okay, sorry. Let's keep going. So this is the 16th of August, 2022. Couple word dream, though I obviously didn't remember much about it. I dreamt I was filming Rigged In with Kieran. I guess that's all I remember from that one. And I put in brackets premonition because I hope to be filming Rigged In with Kieran sometime soon. Don't know about what, but let's do something. It was 17th of August 2022. I dreamed that Ella came over and we were playing on her Switch in the computer room of my house downstairs. She had like 20 very thick 128 gigabyte extreme SD cards, which could store her games. But since they were so thick and big, could also act as connecting devices for her controllers. So like, for the Switch, the controllers, you put them on each side of the console, right? But then you can also get this thing which combines them into a controller. But in my dream, they were also 100. They were that, but also they could act as storage devices for the games. We had a pretty cool idea, Nintendo. If you guys want to do that, she connected them for both of us so that we could both use the remotes like that. Then I wondered why she had so many. I thought maybe she had like a whole bunch, someone bought a whole bunch for her of them on sale or something. So I'm just speculating in my dream why she had so many. Then I woke up. Um, okay. Am I getting close to the end of... Holy shit, I'm getting kind of close to the end of my dreams here. But I also have ones before it. So, you know... Okay. So this is on the... I had a 3-day dream break, although I know I did dream in this time, because I've been not sleeping too well lately. I know I've been having bad dreams and stuff, but if I can't remember it, if I like get back to sleep and forget about it, then obviously it's gone, isn't it? If you forget about it, you can't write about it. So on the 20th of August, 2022, I had a dream. My parents came back from selling comics, and they had a good time. All except for the fact they came back early as someone was making fun of a dead family member. My parents were very upset about this, and I'm kind of paraphrasing this, taking out some of the specifics. And I only knew about this through what my mum and dad were telling me real late at night when they had come back. And I was listening to all this thinking, that's really shit. Then I could tell I was sleeping and wanted to wake up. But when I tried and remember what my parents had told me, then I could tell I was sleeping and wanted to wake up to try and remember what my parents had told me properly. So I think I realized I was sleeping at this point in the dream, but I thought that I had fell asleep and that my parents telling me about this situation where they were selling comics was actually a real thing, but I had fallen asleep after that, and now I want to wake myself up to try and properly remember what they were talking about. But then I realized I fell into sleep paralysis. I woke up, and sleep paralysis is when your brain is awake but your body's asleep, and I get this very frequently. I woke up only a few seconds after wanting to, or so I thought. I was actually still sleeping. So I guess I dreamed a little bit that I woke up. But actually it was me. It was my brain falling back asleep, and then waking back up again, realizing. So yeah, I'm like, oh shit, my brain's awake, but my body's asleep. I'm trapped. I need to wake up. And then somehow after that, this is rare that this happens, but because usually I'm just so awake and like, fuck, I'm fucked, I'm trapped, that I can't get back to sleep at that point. But I guess this time my brain actually did fall back asleep and dreamed that I'd woken up. But then I realized that that actually didn't happen, and I was actually still sleeping. Then finally my brain was awake the second time, and my body was still asleep again. And this time I found it much harder to wake up. I had a moment of accepting it and trying to fall back asleep, just like I had, but then high-pitched ringing in my ears started. Finally, I tried making noises. I mean, I try and make noises all the time. I must have made a noise loud enough for Ella to wake up. Ella puts her hand on my head in real life, and I grasp for it, and finally, I'm awake. I'm sorry if I'm giving you guys, like, brain damage by listening to me try and decipher my broken English. I can't fucking read, but whatever. Then for a good minute or two after waking up, this is very interesting, I see pixels in my eyes, like geometric hallucinations. They look really cool, and I can spell out things with the pixels and make certain pixels look like Minecraft blocks as I look at the wall. They were all activating and deactivating in symmetrical patterns and strobe lighting from one end of my vision to the other, but I couldn't quite imagine exactly what I wanted to be in the pixels, as this wasn't my imagination. It was a hallucination from my subconscious, or so I believe. So it would spell out things somewhat similar to what I wanted it to look like, but most of the letters wouldn't match, or the blocks I wanted to replace with other blocks with Minecraft pixels wouldn't quite work because I don't fully control my subconscious. So that's my theory there, that it was like a hallucination, but the hallucination was coming from somewhere deep within my brain. So if I concentrated hard enough, I could kind of control the hallucinations and the geometric shapes I was seeing. But I was too tired to properly do that, and also I guess also it was fleeting. Like, it only lasted for like a minute. Sorry, I was itching my fucking cock. That was a cool experience. I do like it, even though I am kind of scared in those moments. I do like being able to, like, just, because I kind of always have a bit of visual snow. I think probably everyone does, but it really heightens after like a bad dream. But it always leaves me with a hell of a headache. So here's another dream. This is one I had this morning on the. It's the 22nd of August, 2022. I was, this is at 4, so the rest of the times I wasn't reading the timestamps because they're not available unless you're on it, because I log these on Discord, but, I guess I'll just say, this is at 4:44 a.m. I only got up at that time to, like, write brief notes about it, then I properly wrote it down, like, in the day. So it says, his dream goes, I was sitting on a sofa room, not dissimilar to my sitting room downstairs, but it was also a mix of that room with my Cambridge college classroom, that I went to, I guess, like, last time I was there must have been 3 years ago. I was sitting down with Woody and Taylor from the Painkiller Already podcast. Kyle wasn't there. I was looking forward to recording an OBZODACT later, either by myself or with other people other than Woody and Taylor. I was just hanging out with them for fun and doing a quiz. There was an announcer somewhere in the room asking the questions, I believe. All three of us started drinking loads of alcohol. I was doing fine mixing wine and beer and cider, and stuff I didn't even know what it was. I didn't care. And none of it was hitting me until suddenly I realized I couldn't move at all. I could only keep my eyes open just about, and every time I tried to move my arms up, I'd feel like maybe I could if I tried hard enough, but they weren't moving at all. Like, all my muscles had completely atrophied. I felt quite scared, but the alcohol prevented me from getting too scared. I guess because the effect it has on your brain. Then I felt myself fading away. I realized I may not wake up if I allow myself to pass out, and this scared me enough to pump some adrenaline into me. Then I started really trying to make my brain connect with any muscle in my body, really trying to think about moving my arms or legs and making sure I'm still breathing. Eventually, I feel my heart rate raising, and finally, I wake up. As I wake up, I feel I'm escaping death, but then I realize the whole thing was just a dream. Then quickly, the relief subsides, and I'm annoyed at this, as this is the third night of bad sleep in a row, and I'm getting exhausted. But I feel better now. This morning I was exhausted, because I have had like 3 bad nights in a row, but usually I'm lucky enough not to. Okay, holy shit, we're approaching the half-hour mark. This is insane. I didn't think I'd get this much mileage out of dreams, although I am aware that this may be. This is. I'm struggling to. What's the word? I feel like I'm more free-formed when I'm doing a podcast, because it's like someone's there, right? And I'm like, what? Oh, and we're being silly. But right now, I just feel very like. I can't fuck up on reading, because like it's oh shit I can eat crisps. I forgot that I didn't eat those. I guess because it probably comes from like school or something, where I'm just like, fuck, I can't read properly, because I guess I actually can't read properly, but it's just also, it just reminds me of being up in front of a classroom trying to read. But I want to get over it. I think it'll be a good skill to have, to be able to read on camera, maybe. Okay. Here's the final dream that I'm logging. So this was the last one I logged today, and this was at 8:06 a.m. I think is when I woke up and wrote down the general gist of this, and then I probably wrote it out later on in the day. So the dream starts. I had a dream. Michael, my friend, and Jane, my friends, invited me and Ella to go to America last minute. Michael was apologizing over the phone for the short notice, but explaining there's tickets left on the plane if we want to book it too. So I was excited and booked the tickets right away because I wanted to go to America again, and I wasn't too afraid of flying either. Though I was starting to get second thoughts as the day to fly was approaching, I was starting to get second thoughts. And I called Michael to see when exactly he was going, because somehow I didn't even know the exact day we were leaving. He said it was in 2 days, on a Wednesday. Holy shit, that's accurate to today. I guess maybe I knew the actual day in my dream. I realized at this point I had plans to do things for the coming weeks, and realized maybe I should forfeit the plane ticket I had just bought and stay at home. And I felt bad about this and considered telling Michael, but never got to that part in the dream, as my ass woke up. That's all the dreams I'm gonna log into podcast form today. But if you want to hear me read more, I'll do that. It's just something silly. Maybe I'll find someone who's willing to read their dreams on podcasts also. Don't know if I will yet, but maybe. So, hey, thank you for watching. Sorry I'm not reading the comments this time, and